My classmates used to joke that I had a secret sleeping bag stashed behind the rusty engine blocks in auto shop. Yo, Leo! My buddy Jackson barked out one Tuesday, loud enough for the whole garage to hear. You renting out Bay 3 now? Or are you just that obsessed with carburetors? A few kids laughed. I didn't flinch. I wiped my hands, looked him dead in the eye, and fired back. Somebody's gotta fix the death traps you guys drive. Might as well be me. That got a bigger laugh, and the spotlight moved on. That was my golden rule. Be faster than the joke, be louder than the question. Make them laugh first, and nobody looks for the truth. And the truth was, I'd run that exact routine since 9th grade. Every day when the bell rang at 2:15, I headed straight for the shop. I'd stay until 6, grinding brake pads, sorting socket sets, staring into an engine bay like it owed me answers. Nobody did the math. Nobody realized my house was 4 blocks away, or that I timed my walk home for 6:15, right when my stepfather left for his night shift. 3 years, and everyone just thought I was a hard worker who loved cars. Or so I thought. I didn't know Mr. Miller, the shop teacher, had been watching until a rainy afternoon in November. It was 5:55. I was slowly wrapping an air hose, dragging it out like it was solid gold. Leo, he called out gently. He didn't pull me into his office. He just sat down near my workbench, wiping down a chrome wrench. You know what I've noticed about you, kid? I shrugged, eyes glued to the concrete floor. What's that? You're the quickest wit in this school, he said, clicking the wrench into its case. Somebody throws a punch, you flip it before it lands. I braced myself, waiting for the catch. But funny kids usually want an audience, he continued, not looking up. You use humor to clear the room. Fastest deflection I've seen in 30 years of teaching. He looked up. His gray eyes were steady, calm, unbothered. Kids stay late for 3 reasons, Leo. They stay because they love the work. They stay because home is boring. Or they stay because home is worse than boring. I don't need to know which one it is. My throat closed up completely. I couldn't get a word out. Here's the deal, he said. The shop closes at 6, but I'm here until 7:30 working on my project truck. Students can stay while staff's in the building. You don't owe me a story or an explanation. You show up and you exist. That's the deal. Then he added the part that changed everything. And if there's ever a day you want things handled instead of just hidden, Mr. Hayes in student counseling is a good man. I'll walk you down there any day you say the word. No pressure. The offer doesn't expire. Meeting over. I never told him about the yelling or the boots on the stairs when the bottle was empty. He never asked. For a year and a half, I sat at that workbench every afternoon. Sometimes we talked. Sometimes we didn't say 3 words to each other. It was the first place in my life where being there was enough. Where I didn't have to be funny first, just to feel safe. You never realize how crooked your house is until you spend time somewhere that's completely level. Spring of senior year, I put down my torque wrench and looked over at his office door. Mr. Miller? My voice was shaking. Is that offer to walk down to counseling still good? He didn't gasp. He didn't make it a moment. He just set down his clipboard and said, let me grab my keys. He sat outside that office for 2 hours while I talked. By summer, I was living with my uncle in a house where a door opening wasn't something to be scared of. At graduation, I spotted Mr. Miller in the 4th row. I couldn't get any words out, so I just hugged him. He smiled and whispered, look at you. Today, I'm a high school shop teacher. My garage doors stay open until 7. The coffee is always hot, and nobody ever has to explain why they're the last one to leave.